Good morning, everyone. Thank you for that great introduction and welcome. You may be seated. Everyone, it's a great honor to welcome you here to the White House this morning for this vital roundtable discussion on the future of education in America. Today we gather to address one of the most important issues facing our nation: how we can ensure that every child, no matter where they come from or what their circumstances are, has access to high quality education. And that has been a priority since day one of my administration. Being married to an educator, being married to a teacher, that's a very easy subject to put on the front burner, so to speak. Is every child in this country, irregardless of their economic background, irregardless where they live, zip code, is entitled to a quality education. And they shouldn't be put aside. They shouldn't be put aside. If they are not where they should be by educational standards, what help can we give them to get them up to those standards? Why do we want to toss them aside? When we do that, we're tossing aside America's future. Education is the bedrock of our democracy. It's the engine of our economy and the gateway to opportunity for all Americans. Our children are the future, and it is our responsibility to provide them with the tools they need to succeed. A well-educated populace is crucial for innovation, economic growth, and the continued strength of our nation. Think about it, and just think about every child that is in a classroom. I know that for the most part, schools are out. I did hear one back home in Texas that was still going today or this week, but for the most part, schools are out for the summer. And now is the time for us. Well, actually, we should have done this months ago, I think, even years ago. But what can we do? Excuse me, as an administration, as a country, to ensure that our kids are equipped for the future. And I'm going to use this as an example for back in Texas. Every morning, when parents come to school, they drop their most prized possessions they ever have in their life off in the morning. And it is their hope that when they pick them up in the afternoon, that they're smarter than they were 8 hours earlier. And that's the goal. The past 4 or 5 years, we politicized education. And it has no place in education. What our educators should do, and what their key job is every single morning, 180 plus days a year, is to teach the basics, the ABCs, the one, two, threes, the good, the bad, the ugly of history. Teach the bad parts of history. Was slavery bad in our country? Absolutely, it was. But if we don't teach it, if we don't teach those things, we're going to be forced. The next generation won't know about this, and we're bound to repeat it. So it is crucial that we teach them this. Teachers owe them the history, the good, the bad, the ugly, the ABCs, the one, two, threes. Math, crucial, crucial. And like I said, earlier, we need to ensure that these students are given the resources to be on level. One of the great things, or one of my great fears about going into summer is this, and it just happened just last week in Texas, is that school was dismissed. School was dismissed, and when that happens, so is the structure. The structure's gone, and what happens is reading goes down. The kids aren't reading, not reading like they're supposed to. And I know back in my hometown, there in Texas, the mayor has a summer reading program, and that's going to kick off probably here in the next few days. But what she does is she encourages reading. She has this big, huge pool party for the kickoff, and she encourages you to read throughout the summer. And at the end of the summer, if you read enough books, you get recognition at the city council. How cool is that? How cool is that? But by continuing to read in the summertime, when we go back to school in the fall and they take those benchmark tests, we can see, if we continue reading, we can see that we're still on the track for success. Oftentimes, you can look at the data and you will see where there's a dip in the data, our dip in reading scores. Reading every day in the summer helps. But we're here today because we recognize that our education system faces significant challenges, from funding disparities and outdated infrastructure to teacher shortages, inequalities, and access to resources. There are numerous issues that we must address. But, of all the things I've talked about here this morning, I am confident that with the collective wisdom, experience, and dedication of those in this room here this morning, we can find solutions that will make a real difference. Let's start this roundtable by just, first of all, acknowledging the incredible work of our educators, teachers, and administrators and support staff across the country. They are doing extraordinary things every day, often under challenging conditions. They are the backbone of our education system, and we must ensure that they have the support and resources that they need to thrive. We also need to listen to our students and their families. They're the ones directly impacted by the policies we implement. Their voices are crucial in shaping an education system that is responsive to their needs and aspirations. We must create an environment where every student feels valued, supported, and empowered to reach their full potential. And think about it. Think about in the classrooms across this country. In that classroom, there could be a future scientist. There could be a future congressman. There could be a future astronaut. One of the great stories that I heard, and this was a good friend of mine who's a retired astronaut, but she tells a story about how she was in the suburban Washington schools up here, and back when she was in high school, some kids in her physics class, if I recall, that was the class it was, but the physics class kind of said that she didn't have the grades to get an MIT. we all know MIT, and it's a very, very tough school to get in. Well, she took that as fuel, and she proved to them that she had the greats get in MIT. Guess what? She got in MIT. And not only that, she earned her degree, went off to a rewarding career in the Air Force, and years later was selected to become a NASA astronaut and flew 3 missions to space, a couple on the space shuttle, and then one with the International Space Station. But how did that get started? Motivation from somebody who told her she couldn't make it. We shouldn't be doing that to our kids. We should be doing everything we can to encourage them to succeed, because they are the future of this country. They are the future of this country. And one day we're going to hand this country off to them. And we owe it to have them prepared for every contingency, so to speak, but well prepared for the future, the tools, the education. And if we do that, there is no limit at all what this country can do if we prepare our next generation of explorers and scientists. But today I'm eager to hear from each of you. We have a diverse group of stakeholders here, including educators, policymakers, community leaders, and experts in various fields. I'm eager to hear your insights and experiences. They are valuable as we work together to craft policies that will strengthen our education system. We will discuss several key areas today, including increasing funding for public schools and charter schools, modernizing our curriculum to prepare students for the challenges of the 21st century, and addressing the disparities that exist in education based on race, income, and geography. We will also explore innovative approaches to teaching and learning, such as the integration of technology in the classroom and new methods of teacher training and support. I want to emphasize that this is just the beginning of our conversation. And I know we've been working on this for 4 years. And I hate to say this is the beginning, but this actually is the beginning of that effort. The work we start here today will require ongoing collaboration, easy for me to say, dedication and action together. We can build an education system that provides every child with the opportunity to succeed, regardless of their background or circumstances. And that's one thing we're going to do. We're going to follow up on this. I know this is the start of summer, but we're going to follow up on this roundtable again, maybe in the fall, maybe it's first of next year, and see where we are. This is not going to be an initiative that this administration starts and just puts to the side and you don't hear anything else again. It is so important that we will continue the discussion, and it will continue in this administration. So I thank you all for being here. Your commitment to improving education is deeply appreciated, and I look forward to an inspiring discussion. So let's get to work. Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.